For nearly 5 centuries, the Amazon rainforest was considered one of the least explored and most mysterious places on Earth. Generations of explorers, researchers, and treasure hunters set out in search of hidden ancient cities, spurred on by legends and stories passed down through time. Among these legends, none were as famous as the fabled Lost City of Z, believed to be an advanced pre-Columbian civilization deep within the Amazon basin. Despite numerous expeditions, these supposed cities remained elusive. But today, modern technology has changed everything. The advent of LiDAR, light detection and ranging technology, has become a game-changer in archaeological research, particularly in areas like the Amazon, where the dense forest canopy makes traditional surveying methods difficult. LiDAR works by emitting laser pulses from aircraft, penetrating the thick tree cover and creating a high-resolution map of the landscape beneath. This technology has allowed researchers to see through the jungle, revealing what the landscape truly looks like without the obstructing trees. Using LiDAR, archaeologists have uncovered massive, sprawling cities that were once home to thriving civilizations, rewriting the history of human settlement in the Amazon. One of the most groundbreaking LiDAR surveys was led by Heiko Prumers and his team in the Llanos de Mojos region of northern Bolivia. This area, roughly the size of England, had long been considered sparsely populated, inhospitable, and largely devoid of advanced civilizations before European contact. However, the LiDAR survey painted a very different picture. The team surveyed 6 different areas in the region, revealing 26 unique archaeological sites, 11 of which were previously unknown to science. Most strikingly, 2 of these sites turned out to be the remains of significant pre-Columbian cities, complete with monumental architecture that had eluded discovery for centuries. The cities, hidden under the dense forest canopy for centuries, contained monumental conical pyramids made from mud bricks, some standing over 70 feet tall, on par with the grandeur of Mayan pyramids in Central America. These cities were connected by a complex web of smaller settlements, crisscrossed by roads and waterways that extended for several kilometers. These roads and canals were part of an elaborate water management system, showcasing the engineering prowess of these long-lost civilizations. The team believes that these settlements were abandoned around 600 years ago, sometime in the 1400s, just before the arrival of Europeans in the region. The discovery of these cities has profound implications. It shatters long-held assumptions about the Amazon being an uninhabitable, pristine wilderness. Instead, it reveals that the rainforest was once home to densely populated, complex societies capable of building monumental architecture. Societies that likely supported up to 1 million people in the Llanos de Mojos region alone before the arrival of Columbus. Yet despite these incredible findings, the explorers of the past, such as Percy Fawcett, who famously searched for the lost city of Z, failed to discover these civilizations. The reason for this is now apparent. Fawcett and others were looking for the wrong kind of evidence. Unlike the Maya, Inca, or Aztec civilizations, which built enduring structures out of stone, these Amazonian societies used materials more readily available in their environment, such as mud bricks and wood. These materials decomposed over time, blending into the landscape and making the cities nearly impossible to spot without modern technology like LiDAR. In fact, during their heyday, these cities likely looked just as impressive as those built by the Maya or other Mesoamerican civilizations. However, over centuries of abandonment, the rainforest slowly reclaimed these settlements, obscuring them beneath layers of foliage and making them invisible to the naked eye. The discovery of these monumental cities hidden beneath the Amazon's lush canopy represents the most significant archaeological discovery in the region in the past century. And according to Prumers, this is just the beginning. Heiko Prumers made a prophetic prediction. He suggested that over the next 10 to 20 years, more previously unknown cities would be uncovered in the Amazon, potentially even larger and more complex than those found in the Llanos de Mojos. His prediction proved correct far sooner than expected. In January of 2024, just 2 years after the first LiDAR discoveries, another team led by archaeologist Stefan Rostan published an earth-shattering paper that detailed their findings in the Ahuano Valley of eastern Ecuador. Rostain, along with his team from the French National Center for Scientific Research, had been conducting research in the Ahuano Valley since the 1990s. For decades, they had found scattered evidence of an ancient civilization, small central plazas, raised mounds, pottery, and artifacts. But without a clear understanding of the entire region's layout, they couldn't piece together the full picture. Everything changed in 2015, when the Ecuadorian government agreed to fund a LiDAR survey of the Ahuano Valley. Over the course of several years, Rostain's team meticulously surveyed a 300 square kilometer area of the Ecuadorian Amazon. roughly the size of the island of Malta. The results were staggering. LiDAR revealed the remains of a highly urbanized society, with over 6,000 rectangular platforms, each measuring approximately 20 by 10 meters and standing 2 to 3 meters high. These platforms were grouped in clusters around central plazas and connected by a network of long-lost roads. The survey even uncovered defensive ditches and agricultural fields, complete with extensive drainage canals. One of the most impressive features revealed by LiDAR was a massive platform within one of the densest complexes, measuring 140 meters long, 40 meters wide, and 5 meters tall. This structure was likely used for ceremonial purposes and would have dominated the landscape when the civilization was at its height. Some of the roads uncovered by the survey stretched over 25 kilometers, with right-angled turns, a remarkable engineering feat in such rugged terrain. The sheer scale and complexity of the settlements in the Ahuano Valley rival those of much more well-known ancient civilizations, such as the Maya. In fact, some experts believe that the Ahuano Valley civilization may have supported a population of up to 100,000 people, making it one of the largest settlements in the world during its time, potentially even surpassing Roman-era London. What's even more astonishing is that this civilization existed thousands of years ago, between 500 BC and 600 AD, meaning it thrived during the same era as the Roman Empire. By the time European conquistadors arrived in the Amazon, the ruins of these once great cities had already been abandoned for over 1,000 years, left to be swallowed by the rainforest. The discovery of the Ahuano Valley civilization represents one of the most important archaeological finds of the 21st century. It highlights the fact that even in an age when we believe we've explored every corner of the Earth, there are still entire civilizations waiting to be rediscovered. The fertile soils in the Ahuano Valley, enriched by volcanic ash from nearby mountains, may explain why the site was so conducive to human settlement. However, it's also possible that a catastrophic volcanic eruption led to the eventual abandonment of the area. Interestingly, the recent discoveries in the Amazon have also led to a re-examination of long-held assumptions about the rainforest itself. For centuries, the Amazon was thought to be a pristine wilderness, largely untouched by human hands, but the evidence now suggests otherwise. Archaeologists have found patches of unusually fertile soil throughout the Amazon, known as terra preta, or black soil. This soil, rich in nutrients, was man-made by ancient Amazonian civilizations through the addition of charcoal, compost, and other organic materials. These civilizations essentially terraformed parts of the rainforest, creating fertile farmland that could sustain large populations. The discovery of Terra Preta and the cities in the Ahuano Valley and Llanos de Mojos challenges the traditional narrative that the Amazon was an uninhabitable wilderness before European contact. In fact, the region was likely home to millions of people, living in complex, organized societies with sophisticated agriculture and engineering. Before European explorers arrived, the Amazon may have supported as many as 8 million indigenous people. However, the introduction of diseases like smallpox and measles by European settlers, coupled with violence and conquest, decimated these populations. When Francisco de Orellana sailed down the Amazon River in the 1540s, he likely encountered large settlements and advanced societies. But over the following centuries, the rainforest reclaimed these areas, erasing much of the evidence of their existence. By the early 20th century, the Amazon's indigenous population had fallen to fewer than 1 million people, and by the 1980s, fewer than 200,000 remained. Far from being a pristine wilderness, the Amazon today is better described as the world's most well-preserved post-apocalyptic landscape, a testament to the civilizations that once thrived there and were subsequently wiped out by disease and colonization. Thanks to LiDAR, we are now beginning to uncover the full extent of these lost civilizations, and the discoveries made in the Ahuano Valley and Llanos de Mojos are likely just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, the team behind the Ahuano Valley discovery is already planning their next survey, targeting another 300 square kilometer site adjacent to the one they've already mapped. As LiDAR technology becomes more widespread, we can expect more hidden cities and archaeological treasures to be uncovered in the Amazon, revealing a much more complex and populated past than anyone previously imagined. The Amazon rainforest, once thought to be a blank spot on the map when it came to ancient civilizations, is now recognized as one of the last great frontiers for archaeological discovery in the years and decades to come.